What's up, guys? This video tonight is basically going to be about the dynamic of today's modern day relationships and how we're coming to times where we see disrespectful women in relationships with good, upstanding men, and disrespectful men in relationships with good, outstanding women. So let's get into it. Call her a bitch because these women like that. I said that to say this. Nowadays, we see more and more women in relationships with men who, sorry to use these words, but what me and my friends would call a nothing ass ain't shit nigga. You see these beautiful women in relationships with men that don't have a job or barely work, disrespect them, call them all kind of bitches and hoes, cheat on them, beat on them so they're physically abusive, mentally, emotionally abusive. A man who's unstable, a man who's not healthy, who's not happy within himself, who doesn't have good family ties, a strong foundation, a strong background, who doesn't have any morals, who doesn't have any respect for himself, so he can't have respect for any women. And we see upstanding, intelligent, degreed, hardworking, single women, most of them with children, in relationships with this type of brother. Why, do you ask? I feel like today's millennial generation and today's new society has really conformed the mindset of how we think and what we feel like we should be attracted to. Because you see more and more women attracted to that brother that's yelling at them, hey, shawty, down the street, than that man in that business suit that approaches him, hey, how you doing today? You looking good. I just want to get some of your time. So a man approach you correctly and you ain't trying to give him the time of day. But a brother approach you with slang and his pants half off his ass and you ready to give him the world. And I just don't understand it. Where has the dynamic changed? When we was coming up, we was taught to look for somebody respectable who could treat us right, who we could build a strong foundation with, be healthy, happy, and whole. We didn't really see our grandpas and our daddies calling our mamas bitches and hoes. We didn't see them wearing their pants half off their ass neither. We grew up in a time in a generation where you were taught to respect your elders and everybody around you. But we're not doing that now. We've gone so far against the grain and what we've been taught that it's not funny. Women are now attracted to a man that disrespects them. They will chase a man that can give them nothing and offer them nothing besides dick and be head over heels behind that man. Then we see men out here chasing that woman who is about nothing, has multiple kids and doesn't have custody of them, doesn't take care of her kids, doesn't work, can't spell, can barely read. All this bitch can do is roll blunts and eat hot Cheetos and pat her head because it itch all day from the weave she got sewn in it. Fight in the street with her friends and her cousins over the nigga and burn her money off on full sets and pedicure jobs. But that's the kind of woman that we see every day getting wifed up. While the good modern woman who's cooking, cleaning, taking care of her kids, going to work, getting an education, starting a business, running the business, being a sister, being an aunt, being a wife, being a granddaughter, being all these different hats that she may wear, getting passed up and still being single because the new modern day woman who shakes her ass on Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram is what you men like nowadays. Not all of them, because don't get me wrong, there is some respectable brothers still out here that wants a woman who is a woman and knows how to be a woman. However, on the other hand, there is a lot of today's society that has strayed away from good, healthy relationships and a good, strong foundation in a relationship. I want to blame it on the media. I want to blame it on the modern day education system, politics, the society, rappers, music, movies, whatever the case may be, because all of that things that we watch and listen to, like I said in previous videos, conforms our mindset and the way we think and the way we operate in our everyday life. But at the same time, you can only hold the responsibility on the person. So we have to start holding each other accountable. Ladies, we have to start holding these men accountable for their actions. Where do we lose our power? The feminine energy is one of the most powerful tools and vessels used to operate this universe that we live on. But and yet we will relinquish our power as women to these men just to say that we got a man. And that's not what that is. The man is to come chase the woman, to choose the woman to be his companion. Woman come from man rib. A woman is not to be walked on or belittled by a man. A woman is not to perform for a man like a court jester in order to be chosen between other women. If he gotta choose, baby, he needs to choose up and choose someone else, because he should not have to choose. He should not have to deliberate what he wants, because you're a queen and you're a prize, and we should start carrying ourselves as such. Stop relinquishing so much of your power to these men. Stop allowing these men to disrespect you, and then you still lay down with them. For what? Why you continue to open your legs for a man who gonna show you that he can't do nothing for you, and he ain't even gonna respect you at the least? For a man who's gonna sleep with you and sleep with other women. So not only is he not respecting his own body and his own health care, he's not respecting your body and your health as well. But this is the man that us as women, and I'm speaking to myself in certain aspects because I've been there, so I understand. Like I said before, I can only speak on topics that I've experienced in my own life, or people have close to me have experienced. This one here is personal. I myself did not know my own worth. I myself did not know the queen that I was and the queen abilities that were instilled up in me to have power, to rule and to run this land, this earth that we live on. So I would relinquish my power to a man. I will allow a man to use me, to abuse me, to disrespect me, to hurt me, to belittle me, to degrade me, to devalue me, to gaslight me, to cheat on me, to use my life as if it was a revolving door on it and come in and out. And then wonder why I'm receiving less than my worth, because I'm allowing it. Until we start holding these men accountable, ladies, we're not going to get afforded the things that we really need from them. We're not going to get the respect that we really need from them. They're not going to step into their king post and be kings as they should, because we're not making them. We're not putting no pressure on these men to walk in their purpose, to be what it is that they're called here to be. Then some of you women need to really step it up. Some of you women so prone to wanting a man to take care of you and think that you're supposed to just sit up and lay up with your legs cocked open, and as long as you're giving up a little poo nanny, that it's okay, and that man's supposed to just take care of you as if you're his child. No, a woman and a man are to be equal in the relationship. And I ain't talking about giving 50-50. I'm talking about giving 100 on both aspects. The respect should be mutual, coming from both ends. If you got a man out here that's going to work, he's taking care of you, he's emotionally making you secure, he's mentally making sure you're secure, he's physically making sure you're secure, you're stable, you're in a good position, there's not a lot of problems in your relationship, you're not having to wonder if he's cheating on you, you're not having to stress about how the bill's going to get paid every day, you have peace of mind, and your home and your kids are happy and healthy, then you got to be that stand-up woman. You got to do more than just lay on your back and open your legs. You got to be at peace. There's so many women out here got a good man right now, but they won't even cook the man a meal. They can't give the man a massage when he get off from work. They don't want to run no bath water. They can't even be a peace to the man. They don't want to talk to the man. He can't express himself and his real feelings to the woman because of her reactions and how she's not self-whole or emotional whole in herself. So how she's going to receive it is wrong. So he can't even really express himself. But he's out here breaking his back in two to make sure that you're secure, you're whole, and you're happy, but you can't even be that woman. It's women out here being that woman to a man. You supporting this man. You bringing this man up. You putting him on his feet because he done fell down low. You know, and you're lifting him up, not only spiritually with your words, but you're lifting him up physically with your actions as well. You're giving him your body. You're giving him your soul. You're giving him your spirit. You're giving him your time. You're giving him room into your life, into your heart, into the being that you are. You're allowing your queen abilities to heal him in any pain that he's been through. You're being a helpmate. So you're going to work. You're helping him with the bills. You're matching him. If not, sometimes in some cases making more money than him. If not sustaining the relationship or the finances better than him. And he's running around here cheating on you. He's lying. He's putting his hands on you. This, and that. But you're continuing to deal with this kind of treatment because you don't know your own worth. And in some cases, I feel like women, they like that. I feel like we've dealt with struggle love for so many years in the black community that we don't know when real, functional, genuine love is in front of us because we're so used to struggle love. Black women are so used to proving to the black man that we're worthy of their love. Black men, stop making us prove that we're worthy of your love when we already have shown you in so many different ways that we're worthy, that we deserve genuine love from y'all without having to struggle for it, without having to cry for it, without having to be hurt and put through so much pain and turmoil for it, and vice versa. The black man deserves love without conditions. He shouldn't be loved only for the money in his pocket. He shouldn't be loved only for the Gucci and the Prada, whatever he could buy you, for the money that he could put in your purse. Because a woman should be able to carry her own with or without a man. From here to there, from day to day, things happen, things change. You can have a man one day and be single the next day. Your man could be working and then he could get into an accident and be handicapped, and you got to work and take care of him now. So are you really that backbone system that a man needs? Are you really that crutch in the time of need? Are you really that helpmate? Are you really ready for the long term in a relationship on both aspects? So when I started the video, I said call her a bitch, because women like that, because it seems now in 2020 and the years to come that more women are allowing more men to disrespect them in every ethnicity, not just African Americans, black people, whatever y'all want to call us, call yourselves. It's not just in our community. It's across the board. The disrespect is at the all-time high. But I can only speak really to the black community because I'm a black woman. And so far too many times we allow these men to disrespect us and get away basically with murder. We're not holding them accountable. We're not putting our foot down and making them respect us and then walking away from the situation if we can't be respected. So many respectable women who did want respect and did demand respect have dropped the ball and lowered their standards just so they can have a man, because there's so many women out here who lower their standards or have no standards at all, and they got the man because they didn't make this man come up to par to their level, because they didn't put any kind of standards forth to this man. They didn't set out any kind of blueprint on how the relationship should go or how they wanted to be treated when it comes to this man. So this man is used to the easy cakewalk with a woman. He's used to being able to do what he wants with a woman. So therefore the dynamic has switched, and all women are looked at to conform and to act like that. Then you have media and TV and music telling you that a man is somebody who goes out and sells drugs or knocks somebody's door in and steals or robs somebody to get some money, and that makes him a man. And then you have modern day TV telling you that Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B is the new wave for how women should be if you want a man to put a ring on your finger. And so much of us are listening to this and letting this conform our mindsets and our thinking to the point where we're lost and we don't even know how to carry ourselves as men and women, let alone coexist together to have a healthy relationship, to be whole, not to engage in struggle love. Do y'all hear me? Do y'all understand what struggle love is? So many men out here putting a woman in a position to feel like she's unworthy and she has to go through this and that with him in order for him to give her what it is that she's just due. And that's not the case. A woman should not have to be mentally abused, physically abused, emotionally abused. She should not have to deal with living to paycheck, you working or not working, she working and you at home on the PS4 playing PlayStation with little Kenny and them and texting all the females on the phone that she paid a bill on. And that's struggle love. And then the end result tell her, well, baby, if you love me. No, that's mind games. That's emotional manipulation at its finest. And it's time out. Ladies and men, it's time out to stop letting people gaslight you. Stop letting people emotionally manipulate you into thinking that you have to earn their love. Because as well as that, they feel like you have to earn their love. Guess what? They need to earn yours too. It's a two-way street. And it should be equal. And no one should have to work or perform to earn anybody's love. It should come naturally if two people are equally yoked and meant to be together. So I said all that to just sum it up quickly because I don't want to be on here long. I worked a long day today, y'all. But basically to the bottom line of it is, yes, in 2020 we see more and more women getting in these relationships with these men that disrespect them. Choosing that man that's going to call them out their name, call them bitches and hoes, cheat on them, not work, not provide them with any stability, not provide them with any security, not engage with them mentally, emotionally, or physically, not engage with their children, not engage in order to build a foundation or grow, but just to be there to exist. And the woman will deal with that out of loneliness just to say she has a man. Instead of choosing that brother that's upright and coming with the right qualities to be in a healthy relationship. Because in most cases, we as women don't know our worth. We think that we're not good enough Because somewhere down the road, we've been taught and it's been conformed in our mind that we're not good enough for that man with that corporate job that makes six figures, that goes to church on Sunday, that has a good relationship with his mother and his father, that has his high school diploma and several college degrees, that owns his own business, that is healthy and whole emotionally, mentally, and physically, that knows who he is, that walks in his purpose, that accepts his kingdom and his kingdom role and is a king in his household and in his community, and everything that he is when his presence is around says that he is a king. We have somehow convinced ourselves that we're not worthy and that we got to settle for this brother that thinks that we're a bitch. And that's just not the case, ladies. And I need us to do better. I need us to take back our power. I need us to know who we are. I need us to stand in queendom each and every day and to be the queens that we are. I need us to tap into our feminine energy and take back the universe that is ours. Right? I need us to be more than what we have belittled ourselves to be. I need you men to step up. Be the kings that you are. Stop putting whore women over wholesome women because you don't want to do the work that it takes to put in to keep that whole woman happy. Because it's easier to go with the woman who doesn't require much of you than it is to go with the woman that requires it all because she sees your potential as a man and she's trying to bring it out of you. At the end of the day, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. You could always choose the latter, but is it better? The person that doesn't require much from you doesn't even require much from themselves. So what are you going to get together in the end result? Know who you're dating. Know who you're dealing with. But before you deal with anybody, first know your own worth. So then you can find somebody who is equally yoked with you. Stop allowing people to run over you. Stop allowing people to manipulate you and gaslight you. Ladies, stop answering to anything these men call you. If he can't approach you like a man and ask you what your name is and give you a compliment and let you know what his intent is from the beginning, he has no business getting any of your time. Your name is not hey red, hey yellow, hey black. Okay? Your name is not, you should not be approached by the color of the shirt or pants that you have on today. A man needs to come to you with respect. If he's not respecting you in that initial meeting, then he's never going to respect you because you lost him at the beginning. And we got to start putting our foot down and making these men respect us from the beginning. Ain't no more going to his house, Netflix and chilling. Ain't no more pulling up in the apartment, sitting in the car, smoking and getting high and calling it the first date. That man needs to court you. Where have we fallen from the old time teachings that our grandparents have instilled in us on how to carry ourselves as men and women? Now, some of those teachings we do need to do away with because they caused us to be in the position that we are now as a society. But as far as them old school teachers that taught us how to have a functional, healthy relationship, that taught us how to coexist man and woman, that taught us how to hold ourselves accountable, that taught us how to stand in our kingdom and our queendom, that taught us how to carry ourselves and treat one another. We need to go back to that. We need to go back to being a woman in the household, taking care of the children, making sure that everything is running smoothly, being the man, going out, going to work, paying the bills. And nowadays, because the times have changed financially, both parties need to be working, paying the bills, building and growing together, being stable. It's time to keep people up out your relationship and out your business. It's time out for all of that. It's time out for the disrespect from black men to black women. It's time for us to come back together as a whole, as a community. And start building our families up, creating businesses, establishing ourselves. Stop with the disrespect of one another. Black man needs black woman just like black woman needs black man. And we've let society come in between us and tell us that we don't need each other so they can keep us separate so we can't be great as we are, so they can continue to control us. And that's just basically what it is in a nutshell. We're being conformed and controlled by our mindset. They've taken the black man out of the black household, thinking that the black woman will fall weak and fail on her own, but the black woman is resilient and strong, and she rose up to the occasion, and they didn't expect that from us. But because of that, now the black man resents the black woman because of how strong we are. And when a black man comes into a black household with a black woman who's been on her own for so long and is so strong, he finds it hard to be able to coexist with her because she damn near is a man and he feels like she don't even need one. And we have to stop that too, ladies. We got to let our black men know that we do need them. They're very wanted and needed in the household. And even though we're strong and we got this, we still need them because without them, stuff just wouldn't be the same. It just wouldn't be right. And we got to start letting these men know that they are kings and that we need them and they need to come back to kingdom behavior. Because this behavior that we got going on now is foolishness. And it's only going to continue to create our own demise as the people. So ladies, I'm going to say it before I close this video one last time. You're not a bitch. And stop letting a man approach you in that way and treat you that way. Stop going for that man with with his pants sagging half off his ass. Excuse me. Stop trying to attract to that man who's going to disrespect you, who's going to hurt you. Stop running back to that man who keeps cheating on you. Stop going back to that man who wants to put his hands on you. Stop going back to that man because he sells drugs because you think it's cool, because Lil Baby and the Baby on TV and talking about it, and you think that's what that is. Because modern day society, music and entertainment has conformed you to think a man is not nothing if he ain't got no money. Stop creating those mindsets and visualizations of things that are falsifying what reality should be to you. Men, stop being disrespectful towards the black woman and your mother is black. Stop making excuses and hold yourself accountable for your actions and the things that you have been through. Stop blaming society for why you can't get a job when you know that you used to be a criminal. But start from today to do better, to regroup yourself and revitalize your life from the mistakes that you have made. Stop blaming others for the mistakes that you have made that have caused you some bumps in the road throughout your life. Stop seeking a woman who is less than because you feel it harder to come up to par for the woman that is worth it all. And then complain that you can't find a good woman, but you had a good woman when you ran over her and hurt her, and then went off to the woman who expects less of you because that's easier for you. Let's start being the kings and the queens that we are. Let's start walking in purpose and in grace. Let's start rising up to the occasion. Let's stop tearing each other down and start building each other up. To my ladies out there that ain't at your all-time best ability, take a step back and work on you. The same thing for the men. Because it is some of y'all out here, I'm starting to suspect, that shit just trifling. It's so many women out here that they don't even work. They just lay up, find a man, sleep with the man, think the man's supposed to take care of them, and this and that. And listen, honey, that's fine if you got a man and he's going to marry you and he say, baby, you don't got to work. That's a blessing. But in some way, instances, in some circumstances, a man that just expects you to lay on your back while he takes care of you is going to control you. And if you're that type of woman that does not think for herself and you really ain't got nothing going on besides swallowing and laying on your back and bending over real easy, baby, you're going to be the first victim to get played. You have to have something else going on. Men, stop choosing these women because they can swallow good. Because at the end of the day, what is that going to do for you when you're old and feeble and you can't even have sex and you need a woman to be there for you to take care of you like a real woman should? Start thinking before you choose a mate. Choose wisely, not with your hormones, and sometimes not even with your heart. You got to think logically about this stuff, because who you choose to spend the rest of your life with could be detrimental to your health all the way around. So I'm going to sum it up. Be careful on who you choose. Respect yourself. Know your worth and know your power. Don't let anybody treat you less than what you're worth. Stop accepting struggle love from people, because you don't have to go through that. You don't have to earn or prove nothing to gain love. If that person does not love you just off the person that you are, then they don't even deserve you. Tell them to kick rocks and move around. As always, subscribe to my channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe to my channel. Spread light, spread love, and spread peace. I love you guys. I say.